Immersion is a word that's tossed around quite often, especially when talking about Skyrim. This is for good reason. Immersion is arguably one of the most important elements of any RPG. Today I want to explore a collection of mods that improves upon the role-playing elements of the game and attains a deeper level of realism that will further immerse you. So without further ado, let's get into it. A majority of NPCs in Skyrim provide little to no player interaction beyond a narrow set of dialogue that's placed on repeat. But what if any NPC had a chance of providing you with a side quest? Sidequests of Skyrim does exactly this. Virtually any NPC can give you a side quest that will have you do relevant tasks in the immediate area. It's implemented in a way that utilizes pre-existing voice lines, making it feel as though it's been in the game all along.
Maybe you can help me. It's all in this note.
Additional context that couldn't be conveyed using dialogue are provided through notes. There's a variety of different quests, anything from making a simple delivery to recovering stolen property. In this situation, a friend has gone missing and you've been tasked with finding and returning them safely. Side quests such as this one provide incentive to travel to locations beyond just stumbling across them through natural exploration. After finding, releasing, and escorting the friend back safely, you will be adequately rewarded with gold. The amount of gold you receive will fluctuate depending on the social status of the individual. For instance, you will receive much more money from a noble versus a beggar. Children won't even give you gold. Instead, you will receive borderline useless items such as charcoal. Beyond the physical reward of gold, your disposition with those you help will increase as well. If you have a high enough disposition with NPCs, they have the potential to become spouses or followers. If you do favors for merchants, they will be more inclined to give you discounts for their wares. With that newly earned gold and bargaining power, you wish to make a purchase from a merchant. One thing that's always bothered me was that you could never purchase items that are directly on display. Purchasable store display items rectifies this. You can now browse the shelves and tables of shops and buy anything out on display. It's a simple mod, but one that's quite effective at attaining a deeper level of realism when purchasing items from vendors. Any perks or modifiers that affect prices will apply accordingly, and items you purchase will respawn over time. Beyond shops, you can now also purchase food or drink from taverns by directly interacting with items placed on tables. Upon making a purchase of food or drink, you will instantly consume it. If used in conjunction with the mod Animated Eating Redux, you will be able to see your character physically eating or drinking whatever you purchase. This applies to nearly every type of food, from apples to pies to cabbages. They all come with their own respective animations. NPCs are no exception, and they will be seen eating and drinking at certain times of day. As good as this mod is, it doesn't tackle the main issue with food and drink in Skyrim. I'm referring to the fact that eating and drinking isn't necessary and does nothing for the player. This is where the mod Sunhelm comes in. Sunhelm is an all-in-one survival and needs mod that aims to be as streamlined as possible. You will now develop hunger, thirst, and exhaustion, requiring you to eat, drink, and sleep accordingly. Failing to do so will cause you to progressively suffer the consequences through varying stages of debuffs. Sunhelm comes equipped with customizable widgets that indicate the state of your character as well as the environment, because environmental factors now matter and you can experience the frigid weather of Skyrim as it was intended. With the new cold and hypothermia system, the player will gradually become colder based on several factors, including region, weather, time of day, season, as well as the type of clothing that you're wearing. As the player gets colder, they will suffer debuffs that gradually worsen over time. When the maximum cold level is reached, you will start taking damage and eventually die. That is, unless you warm yourself. You could warm yourself by any fire or heat source. You can also travel indoors and warm yourself at the local inn. Sunhelm is highly customizable. Nearly every aspect of the mod can be adjusted or toggled in the MCM. It is also designed with compatibility in mind. If used alongside the mod Campfire, you will have access to a survival skill tree that provides a means of progression and improvement in the sphere of survivability. With Campfire, you can collect resources from your surroundings to build campfires. You can cook food over the fire, or simply spend some time around it to reap the benefits of buffs and bonuses. Utilizing items in the world around you, build various survival tools such as tents, axes, backpacks, and much more. If you need a rest, you can set up camp anywhere out in the world at a moment's notice. There's one last mod we have to take a look at to complete this survival mod trifecta. That would be HunterBorn. HunterBorn implements an extensive hunting system, giving you the ability to forage food from your surroundings and hunt animals to truly live off the land. You can now harvest a wide variety of different materials and meat from animals. This is done through a realistic wildlife loot system. A new window prompt will appear when interacting with animal carcasses. Several options are provided. You can field dress the animal, skin it for a pelt, butcher for meat, and harvest valuable alchemy materials. You will begin as a novice hunter, and as you gain experience, your yield from animals will increase and you'll harvest much faster. The type and quantity of resources you receive will vary depending on the animal. For example, you will receive much more meat from a large bear compared to that of a small rabbit. Meat can now be cooked over an open flame with HunterBorn's primitive cooking system. There's also an extensive crafting system giving you the ability to craft unique weapons, knives, arrows, and even animal lures. Lures can be placed on the ground to attract wildlife to the area. If you enable HunterBorn's optional Monster Hunter feature, you can expand your prey to spiders, dragons, trolls, and werewolves. You will be able to harvest their blood and venom to create unique poisons and potions. That's all the mods I have for you guys today, but I want to take a moment to address the channel. It just passed 2,000 subs, which is absolutely crazy. The amount of positive comments and support I received on my last video was overwhelming, more so than I really ever could have imagined. I want to welcome each and every one of you to the channel and say that I really do appreciate it. I know my upload consistency thus far hasn't been the best, but I plan on changing that. I'm considering uploading smaller videos in between my larger projects. Maybe a mods done quick series where I spotlight a single mod and cover it in a few minutes or less. I'm eager to hear what you guys think about that, so let me know in the comments section. And as always, thank you for watching.